By the end of this module, you will be able to understand and apply key ethical principles in educational assessment, identify various forms of unethical and illegal practices in assessment, recognize the implications of assessment malpractice and how to prevent it, examine the national and international laws governing ethical assessment practices, implement fair, bias-free, and professional conduct in educational evaluation, navigate new ethical challenges related to digital and AI-supported assessments. This module critically explores the ethical foundations and legal frameworks governing educational assessment. It emphasizes the moral obligations, rights, responsibilities, and professional conduct expected of educators and institutions when designing, administering, interpreting, and reporting assessments. It also discusses national laws, institutional policies, international conventions, and case studies that shape ethical assessment practices. The module aims to instill an awareness of how unethical or illegal assessment conduct can negatively impact learners, institutions, and society. Introduction to Ethics in Educational Assessment. Ethics in assessment refers to the moral principles guiding behavior in evaluating student learning, ensuring assessments are fair, transparent, respectful, and responsible, protecting the rights, dignity, and integrity of learners. Educators must reflect on their motivations, consequences of actions, obligations to learners and society, core ethical principles in assessment. In a tabular form, we will have principle. Explanation 1. Fairness, avoiding bias, discrimination, and ensuring equity in test content and scoring. 2. Confidentiality, protecting student data and assessment records. 3. Transparency, communicating clearly about the purpose, criteria, and outcomes of assessment. 4. Responsibility, ensuring assessments align with learning goals and do no harm. 5. Integrity, avoiding deceit, fabrication, and manipulation of results. 6. Respect for persons, considering students' identities, culture, and well-being. Unethical practices in educational assessment. Examples of unethical conduct include teaching to the test excessively, narrowing curriculum, discriminatory assessments, e.g., gender, language, disability bias, leaking test questions, manipulating grades or inflating scores, publicly shaming students based on performance, using tests for unintended purposes, e.g., punishment or exclusion, plagiarism in students' submitted work, consequences, erosion of trust, psychological harm to learners, institutional penalties or litigation, invalid results and unfair decisions. Assessment malpractice, defined as any intentional misconduct that distorts the integrity of assessment results. Examples: exam malpractice, cheating, impersonation, unauthorized materials, result manipulation, altering scripts, fake certificates, collusion, teacher-student or teacher-parent arrangements to favor a student, falsified continuous assessments. In Nigeria, bodies like WAEC and JAMB have explicit policies against malpractice, with penalties including exam cancellation, suspension from institutions, prosecution under educational law. Legal frameworks guiding assessment. A. National laws and policies, e.g., Nigeria. Universal Basic Education, UBE. Act, Child Rights Act, CRA. Right to Education Without Discrimination. National Policy on Education, NPE. Assessment should support holistic development, Freedom of Information Act, FOIA, Data transparency for public exams. B. International legal frameworks. United Nations Convention on the Rights of the Child, UNCRC. Right to fair education, UNESCO education. 2030 Agenda, SDG 4. Inclusive and equitable quality education, ICC SCR. Right to learning evaluation that respects human dignity. Privacy and confidentiality of assessment records. Individual assessment data is considered confidential and must be protected. Educators must not disclose scores without consent. Use secure digital platforms for storing marks. Avoid discussing performance publicly. Be careful with data sharing between agencies. Legal violations can lead to litigation, institutional sanctions, breach of data protection regulations, bias and discrimination in assessment. Bias occurs when certain groups are systematically advantaged or disadvantaged in assessment. Types of bias. Content bias. Examples not culturally representative. Language bias. Unfamiliar dialect or jargon. Scoring bias. Subjective evaluation without a rubric. Stereotype bias. Assumptions based on gender or ethnicity. Strategies to eliminate bias. Diversify assessment creators. Use rubrics and moderation. Conduct cultural audits of assessment materials. Offer alternative assessment formats. Accountability and professional conduct. Educators must be accountable to students and families, institutions, regulatory agencies, professional codes of conduct, e.g., TRCN Code of Ethics in Nigeria. Professional misconduct includes conflict of interest in grading, assessing individuals without clear learning objectives, ignoring feedback or complaints from students. Educators are expected to keep proper documentation, practice continuous professional development in assessment ethics, remain impartial and transparent in judgment. Whistleblowing and reporting mechanisms. Educators and students who witness unethical practices must know how to report. School-level grievance redress systems. National exam bodies hotlines, e.g., WAEC, JAMB. Ombudsman or legal redress channels. Anonymous reporting systems. Protection for whistleblowers should be guaranteed. Technology, AI, and emerging ethical issues. With the rise of online learning and AI tools, new ethical concerns have emerged. Proctoring software and privacy intrusions, AI-generated student work, e.g., ChatGPT, Turnitin detection. Digital divide and unequal access to assessment tech, surveillance and academic freedom. Guidelines must evolve to ensure fair digital assessments.